Hello friends, welcome to my channel Beginners Linux Guide. Today we are going to see how we can manage our user account on Linux. Now the commands we are going to learn today, first one is user add to add user, then group add to add a group, user del delete user, group del deleting group, and user modification, so user mod to modify an user. Now the files where this are all recursively maintained, there are three. One is etc password passwd, another one is etc group, and the last one will be etc shadow. So these three files is maintaining all this stuff. Now for example, how to create a user group. So to add a user, you should be writing like user add, then minus g to define a group, minus s to define the shell we are using, minus c to give user description, minus m, minus d to define user home directory, and username also, say spi, that's a username. So we'll be seeing this practical very soon how to do it. So let's start with the practical now. So first, who am I? Pwd and host name. We are in perfect place. Now to use all this command and creating all this user and group, we need to be in root user. So become root first. So we have become root now. Clear the screen. So first create the user. So user add, say test user, hit enter, user created. How to verify? Just id and username test, verify. Id has been assigned to the user test, and group id also been assigned, and the groups, and so on. Now another way you can verify, you can go to your home directory, which will be cd dash home. If you go there, you can verify ls minus ltr. You can see test user has been created here, right? This one. Moving on to the next one. To create a group, we should use group add, say test group, group created. How to verify? Cat space etc group. You can see at the bottom it has been created. This is the user test, and this is the group also along with the id, right? Moving on to the next one. Now let's clear the screen. Do ls minus ltr. Now I wanna delete this user test. So for that I'll be using the command user del. If I do this, only user will be deleted. Now if we want to delete the user home directory as well, so for that we'll be using user del minus r to remove everything of the user, including the home directory and the username. So if we do that, it will delete everything. Verify. Yes, it's gone. It's no more test. So user as well as user's home directory, everything is deleted. Now we wanna delete the group also. So before I'm deleting the group, I'll create another one. Group add, new group, group created, verify, cat is a group, new group created, is at the bottom right. Now delete the group, which will be group del new group deleted, again verify, yes, group deleted, there is no more new group, right? Moving on to the next one. Now let's clear the screen, verify ls minus ltr. What we have this user. So do we have any group and all? Say id test. If I do, no such user. So let's create a user first, then we'll modify. User add test, verify. It's already been automatically added to group test. Now we wanna change this group to some other group. How do we do that? Now we want to modify user using user mod. So before doing that, we need to check ls minus ltr. What we have a user called test. Let's verify id test. His group name is test, right? And id is test. Let's create a group called group add test one. Now we want to assign this test user to this group. So for that, what will you use? We use user mod, modify user, then minus capital G, then the group name which I want to assign this particular user, which will be test one, and then username test. Hit enter, user assigned. Now to verify, we can use cat space this one, it will be lengthy. So what we'll do a trick over here. So for that, we'll use grep, filtering the username is test, and then etc group. It will give you the details. See, the new user and the group name is test1. It has been assigned to this test user, right? So user test is also belongs to test group, this one, and the group we have been assigned, it is test1. This user belongs to this group as well, right? So do ls minus ltr. See, even if we change the group to test1, it has not been changed to test, because this test user is already belong to this group test, and also is belong to test1, right? So if you want to change this group, then you need to use the command change group chgrp, and then minus r to cascade the group, which will be group name will be say test1 and the username test. Do that. Now it should be changed. See, now it has been changed to test1, right? Now coming to the part of the description of the files, right? So clear the screen first, then we'll run the command cat space let's see, then password. If we do, you can see at the bottom, you can get the user detail over here, right? First one is the name of the user, second one is the password, which is encrypted over here, third one user id, fourth one group id. We have not given any user description, so between this column it is empty. Then next it will be user home directory, and the last one is user shell we are using, which is bean bash. So that's about the user description of etc password. Now clearing the screen again, moving on to the next one, which is cat space etc, and then group. Here you can see test, right? Test is here also, and also here which means test is belong to two groups. One is its own group and next one is test one, right? We have assigned. Now this is the user group name, this is the group password which is belongs to particular group, and same password is using for the particular group we have been assigned for test user and the group id. And apart from that it's empty because we have not given any group description or something like that. Clearing the screen again. Now next would be cat space etc shadow. Shadow is strictly for the user password we create. That doesn't mean those password you can see over here, it will be encrypted. So this numbers does not mean these are passwords. These are days we can use this password, this particular user test, and this is length and so on. So this is strictly for user password we maintain with this shadow file it will be maintaining. So that is all about it. If you want more detail you use man command to know the detail about it again. So moving on to the next one. Now if you wanna know the specific user password and group it will belong to, so for that we'll use grep, then username test, and then etc password. We use that, it will give the specific user detail, right? The test user, user password, user id, group id, user description, user home directory, and the shell. So that's all about this one. So moving on to the next one. Now clear the screen and we'll use the last comment, which is specifically used for corporates most of the times to use a big command to create the user. So for that we'll use user add and specify the group name, which would be test one we are using as of now, for example. Then the shell we are going to use, which will be bin bash shell name, and then the description of the user, which will be I'm giving as a test user for testing, close it, then minus m, then minus t, and the home directory of the user home, and then test one, and I'll be using test one as the user. Get user created. Let's verify id test one. You'll get the detail of it, right? User id given, group id given, and the belongs to other groups is also been given along with the id. So that's how we do in the corporates. Also we can verify it through grep, and then space the username test one, and uh, etc then password. So it will give you the detail as well here, right? You can see the user description over here now. It was previously empty, right? So that's how we can verify also. So we have created the user but we have not created the password of the user, so for that we'll use the command password passwd, then the username which is test1, give the password as per your choice. It will be showing like this because there are some dictionary to be maintained how to create the password. If you are root you can ignore this because root can do anything, but if you in case you are not in root, you are in some other user and creating the password, for that you have to give the another password which will be matching to the dictionary because it will be forced you to do that. Now because I'm root I'm giving this same password, so it has been done now. So that's all folks for today. If you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, comment it, and don't forget to press the bell button so that whenever I post a new video over here, it get the notification of it immediately. And thank you so much for being with me till the end of the video with patience, and thank you so much for your love and support. Keep tuning to my channel and stay tuned. Thank you so much.